sex, 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 sex education! Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video, I want to talk about sex education. Sex education is a show about some high school students, their parents and their teachers, and how they are exploring their sexual urges and their sexual desires. I don't want to spoil anything, but that's the basic plot. And I've heard a lot about this show before I watched it. People have been telling me, check this show out, check this show out. But honestly, the way I was seeing it, it looked like a teen drama that I was not going to be interested in. Not that I'm not a fan of teen dramas, but it's not my favorite genre of movies or films or series. So I didn't really pay attention to it. Until one of my friends, I have to shout out to him because he's the one that made me watch this show. Bola Tife, aka Awesome. Man, I thank that guy so much for he made me watch that show. And man, when I watched that show, man, I was so glad I did. I was blown away by that show from the very first moment to the last moment. Okay, maybe I wasn't blown away too much by the last season, but man, the first 3 seasons blew my mind. First of all, let me talk about the characters in this show. The characters in this show are amazing characters. They are amazingly written characters, flawed characters. Every character in this series, they have flaws, and that's something that just makes them human and so relatable. Like, no character in this show is perfect. There are some characters you like, and there are some characters you might not necessarily like. But characters you like, you see them do some kind of things that just makes you question the kind of people they are. But it's not that they're bad people, but they're just human. They have flaws. We all have flaws. All humans have flaws. And that aspect of this show just made me love this show so much because it was so relatable and it was so entertaining. The characters were amazing. And they were also diverse characters. There are so many characters from different parts of the world. It just makes the show a very diverse show. Like, you see characters from Nigeria. Yes! Nigerian characters are in this show. Characters from Asia. Characters from... I can't even remember all the countries. There are so many characters from so many countries that this show focuses on. And it just makes you appreciate the cultural diversity of the show. And that thing I loved the characters was the relationship between the parents and the children. And the parents and their children. Like, you see some children and you see the parents. You see the parents exhibiting some kind of behaviors. And you can also see those behaviors in their child. Like, that's something that those people could have easily forgot about. But you see the parent of this child exhibiting some kind of behavior, and you will see that same behavior in the child. Like, that blew my mind when I noticed it. Like, how did these people pay so much attention to this shit? Like, it made me so happy to see that. It felt so real, so realistic. Like, when you can see parents and children having the same kind of behaviors, like, you know that, okay, yes, this child is this person's parents because they do the kind of rubbish they do. Like, that's just something that I really appreciated with this show. That I appreciated so many things in this show, but that's one thing that really stuck out to me that blew my mind when I noticed it. And the acting from all the actors and that thing that just elevated the show. The performances from every actor was fantastic. Like, some characters don't even have to say anything, you just have to see the look on their face and you can tell exactly how they are feeling. And the fact that these are younger actors is another thing that just blew my mind. How were these actors able to just capture all these emotions, process all these things, and just play their roles so perfectly? Man, the acting in this show was incredible. Not just the acting, the way they used music in this show. I was blown away. The way they used music in this show was superb, man. The music always fits with what is happening on the screen. Anytime you hear music and you see something happening on the screen, like, it plays so perfectly. They knew how to use the music, and the selection of music were incredible. Like, there's some songs I had to go and add on my playlist because of how they were used in this show. And speaking of how they were used, there's something they also did with the music. They'll use one song to tell the stories of different characters. Like, you can use one song to tell the story of 5 characters. Like how did they do it? Like, you know, songs have different lines now. I didn't tell you all this, but songs have different lines, and they'll use one line to tell the story of one character. Then the next child, they're using the next line to tell the story of the next character. Like, how? And the editing of the songs and everything. God. These people edited the shit out of it. The editing, the use of music, and the way they used the music to tell the character story was incredible. God, I don't know why I'm just watching this show. All those things, the use of the music, the editing, the characters, all those things could have just felt bland if the writing was not good. But the writing in this show is incredible. Oh my God, the way they subvert expectations and the way they just play some kind of things. You think something is going a kind of way and they'll just take you left turn and you just be like, oh my God. And it's not that it doesn't make sense with the story. It makes so much sense with the story. And you just see how all these things plays out. It just excites you so much. The dialogue is also very interesting. And this show is very funny. Like, it is very funny. You laugh so many times. And as much as you laugh, this show will also break your heart, man. This show will break your heart. Man, there were so many times I was close close to tears watching this show. Like, the showrunners will be giving you gut punch after gut punch, but they also make you laugh. They will make you, man, you just feel so much emotions. Like, it was a roller coaster of emotions watching this show, honestly. And all those things did not compromise themselves. Like, the comedy did not compromise the drama. Drama did not compromise the comedy. They just existed together in beautiful harmony. And it was just so beautiful to see. Speaking of the writing, where the characters started from the first season and where they ended up in the last season was something that was also explored brilliantly. Like, you could see all the character arcs, you could see the changes from these characters, and it did not feel forced. It felt so natural with the way all these characters have progressed and evolved and just their journey to this point. That, oh man, it was so brilliant to see. Another thing I really loved was the way they explored the sexualities of these characters. This show is basically an LGBTQ plus show. And the way they explored the sexualities of it just felt very natural. It was judgment-free, it was open, it was honest, it was raw. It was so engaging to watch. If you are someone that have reservations about LGBTQ and you watch this show, you get to understand why characters are the way they are. Maybe not necessarily understand, but you can just sympathize with the characters and you just enjoy them and feel their journey and just feel the pain and the struggles that they all go through. Man, this show was a brilliant show. And the show does not make you feel like you are dumb or something. Like, they will show you some things and they don't necessarily have to spoon feed you everything. They don't have to explain what is happening and you just figure out what is happening by yourself. Like, that's one thing I love with some kind of shows. When a show can just believe that the audience is smart enough to get what they are showing them. And that was done so many times in this show. There are so many times that you might be needing explanation to know what was going on, but they will just keep showing you and keep showing you, and you just keep watching and you just understand what they're trying to tell you. Man, this show just did a lot of things for me. But as much as I love this show, the final season did not live up to my expectations. The final season had some things that were missing there that I really needed to see. Some character stories that needed to be concluded that were not properly concluded. And it was something that just made me not like the way they rounded up the story. The way they rounded up the story for some characters were fine, yes. But some other characters that we followed for like 3 seasons all of a sudden just disappeared. And so just like, wait, what about these people? What about these stories? So it just felt like the final season was missing some things, and that was something that I did not like. Apart from that, I really enjoyed the final season also, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the first 3 seasons. But man, this show was a fantastic show. So have you seen Sex Education? What do you think about it? Comment below and let me know. What kind of movie-related content would you like to see on this channel? Comment below and let me know. Is this your first time on my channel? Please subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Thank you for watching as always, and see you in the next video. Cheers.